All right, here we go. Let's continue working on our address book app. Next thing we're working on is like doing layout routes. Let's see what it says here. We don't actually want the about page to be nested inside of the sidebar layout. Let's move the sidebar to a layout so we can avoid rendering it on the about page. Additionally, we don't want to avoid loading all the contacts on the about page. And that makes sense. We don't want the when we go to about, if I come over here and click on, I think this is the about right here. I don't want my contacts to be listed there. I don't want that. So let's see what we can do. Create a layout route for the sidebar. You can name and put this layout route wherever you want, but putting it inside of a layouts directory will help keep things organized for our simple app. Organization is always key. Yes, it is. So we're going to make a layouts folder. Going to come over here. Again, I'm doing that right in here. And let's see, it is app/layouts. So make dir app/layouts. Okay, and then we're going to do is a layout dot sidebar dot tsx. So app/layouts/sidebar dot tsx. So touch app/layouts/sidebar dot tsx. Make sure I got that correct. App/layout/sidebar dot tsx. Yes, it is. All right, and then what we're going to do for now, just return an outlet. Okay, so this is in the sidebar.tsx. I'm going to go there. It's in app/layouts. Here, my layouts folder, which I just built. Okay, and are we importing anything? Yeah, importing outlet from React Router. So we need that. So I'm going to import outlet from React Router. That's the cool thing about this is like, again, with React and dealing with components, modular programming, we can just import things as we need it. The beauty of Node is that it comes with all these built-in packages, and React Router, the beauty of it is that it comes with all these different components and modules that we can use whenever we need to. All we have to do is just import it and then drop it in where we need to. So we're gonna make a sidebar layout component. Okay, so I'm gonna say const. What do they name theirs? Sidebar layout. Sidebar layout. And I'm just going to return the outlet component. And I'm going to export default sidebar layout. There we go. And that's it for now. Okay. And then what does it say here? It says we can define a layout route to automatically render the sidebar for all matched routes within it. That should be it. This is basically what our route was, but now we can scope it to specific routes. Okay, so here in our routes.tsx, like we did with index and with route, we're going to add layout. We're importing that. And then we're going to add layouts here, much like we did before. And notice here how it's done. The layout, which is a method from React Router dev routes, like index and route, we're going to pass in layouts sidebar.tsx, and that is going to render or generate these two individual, I guess you could say, components here. The one is going to be the home.tsx, and that's going to be the index, and then route, contacts, contact ID, and then that's going to render that contact.tsx component. Okay, so let's go over here to routes. Okay, and so again, we need to add layouts. Oh. So there's layout. Okay, and then here my export default again, we're going to add the layout method here. Okay, open parentheses, and then I'm going to pass in the sidebar, which is layouts slash sidebar dot tsx. Put a comma there, and then again I'm going to make an array and store this index and the contact, just those two. Yep, I'm going to put those inside of the layout method. So I'm going to move that up there, and I need to put a comma right there to clean that up. And I'm going to remove that comma. So now that's set up. So cool. And now what it says, we want to move the client loader and everything inside the app component to the sidebar layout. And this is what sidebar. So we want to move the client loader and everything inside the app component to the sidebar layout. So now our sidebar is going to be beefed up a lot. Let's see, we've already imported React outlet from React Router. So if I come over here to sidebar, I've already added outlet. We need to also add form and link. So I'm going to add form and link here. I need to import get contacts. And I need to import route from types and sidebar. So import route from this one right here. You got to make sure, because we got several different routes. We got the route from React Router. We have route from types root, but we want the types sidebar. If you need to just type it in manually, go ahead and do that. But it should auto generate or auto predict inside of your Visual Studio Code editor. In which case, if it does, you just find the correct one, and it's the one with types sidebar. Okay, so that's been important. And matter of fact, let me check this get context and make sure I'm importing the right one as well. Not Vontex. Vontex. Yeah, okay. So that's, I suppose that's it. All right, so we got all those. And then it says we want to move the client loader. All right, so client loader, that is in root. I believe it's in root. Do we put it here? Maybe I think that will, oh, okay. Let's see, where are you, client loader? I want to say, here you go. So I'm going to take this client loader. I'm going to cut that and paste it in here above the component. Okay. And then also it says that we need to get everything inside the app component and put it inside the sidebar layout. So I'm going to come back over here to Visual Studio Code, and inside of root, everything that is in the app component, okay. So I'm gonna grab, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay, yeah, so I need, essentially I'm going to copy this here. And notice I'm going inside of my arguments. So I'm going to cut that, paste that in my argument here in sidebar layout, like so. Make sure you're copying it correctly, okay? And then everything that's inside of app, I'm gonna just copy all of that, or cut it rather. And I'm going to remove this outlet right here. I'm going to paste that return and just clean this up. Okay. And now it says, and inside of app/root.tsx, app should just return an outlet and all unused imports can be removed. Make sure there is no client loader to root.tsx. So now we can come back over here, and in root.tsx, we did get rid of, well, let's see, here in root.tsx, we did get rid of the client loader. Okay, we just cut that out completely. And the app component, it is just rendering or just returning the outlet. There we go. Looks like I got an issue here still. Let's see. Route is a type. It must be imported using a type only import when verbatim. I think that may be in later on. Now, with that shuffling around or out and done, our about page no longer loads context data, nor is it rested inside of the sidebar layout. Let's see what that looks like. I'll get a big error. Can I find the module app-/data? Okay, I was wondering about that because get context is, where's get context? In data. There it is. So I need to make sure pathing that correctly. Let's see. I'm trying this again. Okay, import get context. I'm just gonna manually type. Let's see how they have it here because they're pathing. I'm gonna trust their pathing. /data. Okay. see. Failed to reload sidebar. Okay, let's see. See if we can clean this up as well. Types sidebar. Let's see where we can find that. Let me see. Try this again. This is import. I forgot that import type route. Okay, I just overlooked that right there. So import type route. There we go. Import type route. There we go. That cleans that up. All right, and now if I come over here and go to about, and okay, that's fixed. So again, I'm not a perfect developer. Never said that I was. I will overlook some things, and so whenever you do, if you overlook something, it's okay. Just go back and just give it a second look, give it a third look. Also, if you need to, ask someone else. Ask your direct, ask your team member or whatever, just to help. Extra set of eyes, it goes a long way. Okay, so don't be ashamed or don't feel defeated if something is broken and you can't find the issue, because even though you may not be able to find the issue, someone else can. Okay, so let's see if we can, let's get to this pre-rendering a static route. Let's try to knock this out. If you refresh the about page, you still see the loading spinner for just a split second before the page renders on the client. This is really not a good experience. Plus, the page is just static information. We should be able to pre-render it as static HTML at build time. All right. So a good point in here that is kind of glossed over. When you are building, always think about the user's experience. Okay. Think about yourself as a user, one, and think about other people. You have to listen and hear what other people say about being on the web and their experience on the web. There's certain things that just make certain things can make our experience not a good one. In which case, if it's not a good experience, we know that that means that we will not be on the website as frequently. And if we're not on the website as frequently, then people don't want to give ads. Companies don't want to give ads. No ads means you got to find another way to make money. It's just an easy way to make money, right? If you get enough targets on your application, then the ad company will say, "Hey, let me put an ad for my hot dog stand over here, and I'll pay you handsomely for it." Like, okay, cool. Eat Brian's hot dogs. But you want to make sure also, but it starts with the user experience. Okay, so as a developer, you always want to think about the user experience, even if you can't solve it. Okay, even if it's something that you feel that you cannot solve immediately, that is all right. Just the fact that you are thinking about it puts you in position to go out there and explore and see what you can do to create a better user experience. All right, so here we go. With that being said, we're going to pre-render the about page. Okay, so in our config.ts file, we can add a pre-render array to the config to tell React Router to pre-render certain URLs. So if we come over here and look at pre-rendering, here's some information about it. It allows you to render pages at build time instead of on a server to speed up page loads for static content. So this is a good thing. If the content is static, you want that page to already be built, because we don't need to go to the server, right? We don't need to go and get information from somewhere else. If it's just a static page, that can already be built be pre-rendered as it states here, and then it's just ready to display rather than us having to do the work of going to the server, connecting to the server, and rendering something. Because if we think about it, like an about page, would we need to go to the server to render the about page? Think about a server. We tap into the server because we want to access data from somewhere else, from some other source, right? And if I'm not accessing data for this page to be rendered, I really don't need to connect to a server. It should just already just kind of just be up and just say, hey, when I click on this, go to this place. So that's the concept behind it and the reason why we're doing it this way. So let's come over here to config.ts. Matter of fact, let me make my screen just a little bit larger. Okay, let's see. Where are you located? app/React router.config.ts. Hey. Do we build one? Do we make one?
It's on that top folder.
Says inside of app. App slash. It's above who? Remade. Oh, read. Read. There we go. There we go. All right, here we go. Thank you very much. All right, so what are we going to do? I think we've already done an import type config. Yep, cool. We got all that. So we're just going to add pre-render, not pre-order. I'm thinking about shopping. We're going to add pre-render. Yep, there it is right there. And so that property is going to take this array right here, which is going to be inside of that array. We'll put /about, like so. So given that I see that this is an array, that lets me know if I want to pre-render or have more files pre-rendered on the load, then I can do that right there. It says, now if you go to the about page and refresh, you won't see the loading spinner. So if I come over here and click context, yeah, the spinner doesn't even pop up. All right, cool. So, did I do that on accident? There we go. All right, so this is a good stopping place here. All right, we're going to keep going. Now we're going to get into some server-side rendering. So I already know one thing. Back in that file we just had, that React router.config.ts, you can look over here and see that this SSR, which is server-side rendering, that's set to false. One thing we're going to have to do is set it to true so that we can do actual server-side rendering. So we'll start on that in the next videos.